Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4 with Aquilia? Yeah, with Gene. We've conquered Aquilia. Woo! Oh, let's go and continue going down here. We're almost to extra manpower, which is cool. Let's attack them. I believe the rest of these are all go. None of the rest of those actually give me anything. Let's see. Yeah. Now first let me see if I can do this within 10 days, because if I can, I'll just continue getting war goals. Because I'm already close. And it's been 3 days, so. Yay, we did it. Alright. Maybe. So our next thing is Terran. Was slightly pushed north. And yeah, I can. Okay, then instead I'm gonna just go ahead and go over here. Oh yeah, now I just have occupied states outside of Aquilia itself, which is you know, exactly what I want, you know. The Terran Conundrum. One of the many stains upon the false house of Discreet's honor is their failure to take care of their eastern provinces. Instead, they simply abandon them to a false claimant because of mere threat. Such a stain cannot remain on us, lest we fall to the same greed that plagued the Discreets. We're gonna go ahead and throw those out because I'm gonna need them for this war. Yeah, I'll use you. Why not? I like you. I think after these finish, I'm gonna start building military factories. Join me, Terran. Join me. Complete this focus will unlock a decision to demand Terran. I'll just demand Terran from Terran. Terran, I would like to demand you. Like, your nation. Will you give me your nation, please? And thank you. That would be quite nice of you. I would enjoy owning you. Oh, wow. They're, social unit of Eevee versus this alliance plus them. And them. Man, you've just decided it's me versus everyone west of me. But okay. Man, they never beat the northern tribes. They're actually going to war with them before that happened. They might save the northern tribes at this rate. Jeez. Join me, Terran. Join me. Okay, well, I don't get the decision because, you know, they aren't. They are literally a country. Like I can't really demand their country when they're an independent country. But you know, whatever. You guys head up there, and you guys head over here. You guys also head over here. The rest of you could just do your own thing, holding off, you know, stuff like that, whatever. Alright, fine. I won't be able to just push in and take their capital and stuff. Whatever. That's fine. I just wanted to beat them quickly so I could maybe just go into my next war goal immediately. No. You get me. Ancient Claudian claims. The Discreets have held themselves up as the masters of Aquileia for centuries, endlessly fighting against Hirschland for their own survival, or so they'd like us to think. However, this can be easily thrown into question when one simply looks at the facts. Decades of decadent experiments have left the true masters of Aquileia, the long and storied Claudets, as little more than a footnote in history. The history of stuff. I love history. Let's learn. And then, we also, I don't think we've read this. Greed and banditry are to be abhorred in almost all forms. The only exception are those which may prove to be beneficial for all, despite the moral cost. When mining, dig deep and greedily. When planning, embrace your heritage. When fighting, loot to your heart's content. But never bring such thoughts home, unless you tempt others to do the same elsewhere. Okay. Alright, let's, Phantom Discrete Hypothesis. Deep in Aquileia, scholars from across the country beyond have just finished the Conference of Aquilian History, a week-long assembly to determine the validity of the widely accepted imperial theories on Historian Aquileia. This all began with a line of questioning on the name Discrete itself, and its first prominent appearance in Griffonian history, the Giselda submitting to Grover II after his conquest of Aquileia. Though the Discreets have often styled themselves as noble and royal, the Discreets that ruled over with the Grovers set the kingdom on steep decline, projected to crash in revolution, with the royal line having only come into prominence right before Giselda's appearance. The pre-700 Discreets have been declared to be a Grover's invention, a random group of nobles selected to provide legitimacy to imperial ascendancy, and a poor bloodline taken by the second backstabbing plant. Various proposals have come forward as to identify of the ancient Aquileia of who the true Discreets of old really were. Among the proposals, one gathered steam was that Arantigos had actually gone as far as Aquileia before he died, leaving his heirs to mingle with what would become Aquileia and Griffwald, leaving behind the bloodline that would later be named Claudet. The modern-day Claudets may not have exactly acted like the great conqueror himself, but this theory has gained popularity among the voting scholars, since it recognizes the glories of old Aquileia with its immediate post- and Artagonius neighbors. Through it all, a cultural festival has popped up across, with a intentional rebranding of Aquilian foods such as crepes and eclairs into native Artagonian cuisine. Why are we voting with colored beads again? Hey, we get the cores now. There we go. Now we get them. Okay, we can get them there. Thank goodness. There's much to envy of the griffins that came before. They lived in tandem with nature's, their buildings could reach the gods themselves, and they needed no idol to unite under a common banner. Such features are sorely lacking from the modern griffin, though with some building projects, this decadent devolution could be rectified. That sounds good to me. Oh yes, so many more factories now. I'm gonna put, a couple around there. And then just build more. And at this rate, I'm not even going to get to researching these. Oh, yeah, let's just upgrade that. That seems great. And, sure, why not? And we'll get wave offensive. More manpower! Can you stop, phone? No one cares about you, phone. Phone, you are uncared for and unloved. Thank you. I'll murder these troops here so we can push north. Keep pushing. Take these guys out. Kill them. Murder them. You, stop pushing forward. It's dumb. Mild renovations. Noble griffs like Villard Hunt had not had it well during Morissette's reign, really. Morisset was certainly better than Verani, and his herd of swine that barely made up for how decrepit Aquileia had become. How vainglorious Morisset was. A train of statues and paintings would be vomited out at record speed, and Morissette's royal court of bootlickers were wrapped by his spewing of so much anti-Republican nonsense. They resembled a poor Republican rabble-rouser. Villiards hadn't expected a mangy eye-patched sheriff to then take over, much less have the Claudets be claimed as a direct descendant of the legendary Arantigos. But Jean offered something else. Aquileia was under Claudet's system now, and its first prerogative was to rebuild Aquileia from before discrete degeneration. In his wake, the palaces sprung up, blooming with rainbow gardens and vast lawns and hedges that made forests blush. Every noble was grabbing precious empty land just to beautify it with private parks and recreational spots under their spewing estates. The sheriff asked Villiard personally about renovating the De Hart's old manor into a modern mansion. In the end, Jean had transformed it into a proper cathedral-esque venue, buttresses and arches flying outwards and inwards like a suit of stone and metal. A giant grocery list had been checked, providing current-day amenities, such as coffee machines and radio sets, with enough rooms to house the many servants still under Villard. Amenities. Now, all I'm asking you to do is manage your estate well. Jean said, be a good master and report to me. I'm sure my reports in Claudette would endear you to him. As long as you're not frothing at the mouth about some missing idol, you will do just fine. A nod later, and the sheriff bade him adieu. Like a phoenix, the De Harts ascend a magisterial dynasty. Let me grab up, we still need to finish up that, get the final bonuses from that. Then you know what, no, because this word's probably gonna end fairly soon, so I want to do shorter stuff, I guess. Let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah. To view our lands from the sky is one of the greatest gifts Boris graced us with. From above, it's easy to see where our lands and the greed along the continent lays. As our cities and towns have been reborn, beautiful architecture that once lay in ruins have been restored, cared for deeply by those lucky, faithful few. The sprawling smog filled districts of the south and frozen shanty towns of the north lay in stark contrast to the proudly displayed cities we hold dear. No, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this. I just want to. The Sheriff's Realm. Peace, security, control. I've finally achieved them all for my country. The bandits are finally quiet. The once rebellious towns now wave my flags. And a true army loyal to the realm marches the streets, rather than the ragged, self-interested militia griffs of before. For now, it is enough. And I'm gonna just take army drill, because, you know, it can be useful. It's not a crazy useful thing, but, you know, it can be. It can be. It is acceptable. That is acceptable! King of Wingbard has defeated them. So they've been defeated. They got their puppet. So now all they've got left is, well, themselves, and I guess technically their puppet's still hiding out on the islands. Really? That phone is not shutting up today. It's normally not this much. Jeez. Like, don't get me wrong, it can be very annoying with the amount it rings, but it's usually not this much. But it's my grandma's phone, so I'm not one to mess with it. Whoop. I was trying to press escape. Wow, they are not giving up easy. They've now retreated all the way back to their new territory, and they're still not giving up. I'm like, okay. Well, whatever. We'll deal with them. They will be dealt with. I'll just order everyone to go towards it. Well, good thing I went with the longer one. I was thinking the shorter one because I honestly thought they'd surrender once I took Terran, not have to march all the way to Aerie. Though I think that's because I believe there's some surrender limit. I mean, it's still only 10%. I would have thought they would have surrendered, but apparently not. Apparently these guys are tough cookies and will fight even in their, like, even once they've lost all their territory, are forced to be pushed back to their new cores. Like, they're all the way hiding up here now. But we'll get them. You guys stop them from moving, please. Take it. Are they certain? There we go. Woo! Took a bit, but we got him. Yeah, we should drain them. They should not be flooded. I mean, that's probably part of why they were doing so well. Like, flooded their land to try to stop me. They really wanted to stop me. Alone in the dark. A thick haze of silence lay heavy upon the dark room, barely lit by a single lamp and accompanied by an unopened bottle of Vivonian wine. Jean de Nottemagne worked through forms he had originally left for another day, whilst his guest intentionally watched every move his claws made. Neither grift acknowledged each other. By all official accounts, only one griffin was in that room. For hours now, the room had been silent, bar the occasional coughs, sighs, and the rustling of a shrinking pile of unsorted paper. Soon enough the pile was no more, and with an unfortunate familiar sweeping motion, Jean had finished yet another stack of detailed reports from Hobble. He stretched and reached for the bottle, uncorking it and pouring its elixir into 2 glasses. Picking one up, Jean emulated the noble ritual he'd seen so many times. He swished the bottle, smelt it, sipping it and savoring it. The taste danced across his beak, feeling like the first breath of fresh air after hours of work. By the time he went for another sip, he saw the other glass had emptied. Though his colleague was still in the same position he'd been the entire time, the only difference that his eyes were on the bottle, rather than Jean's claw riding. Jean laid out a chuckle, the first honest one in years, and pours out another glass for his colleague. He gave a silent cheers and downed his glass. Maybe Murloc was onto something with his drinking buddies. Even in the quiet, he didn't feel alone. When he looked down again, he met another empty glass. We got a friend! Yay! A true, true friend is a friend indeed. Yay! Friendship wins! Way! Yeah, sure. Both remaining houses of Verenia still bicker, dissecting their realms further for their own greed, even when faced with an existential threat. Putting down both of the remaining claimants for Verena would be a mercy, otherwise the realm may simply collapse further. True, very true. We'll remove them. Post haste. Yay, we're finally gonna get these. You know, the first level. You know, the 1007 level. Okay. And we're finally gonna start building military factories. We'll start with just our 80s. We'll set up more after those are gone. An eternal Shrievalty. Our lands will stand as a testament to the strength of our ideas. Any memory of a free territory or Adelart is long gone, replaced by knowledge of the safety and stability offered by our benevolent Shrievalty. My Shrievalty. Of course. I feel good. Very, very good. But I think this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.